Good morning, YouTube. It's your boy Humble Warrior. Coming back with another video. I actually really wanted to do this video because of what happened Monday night. I listened to takes from Undisputed, Shannon Sharp. I was on Facebook reading posts about LeBron and how people felt about what he had accomplished at the age of 38. And I think people are missing the content behind this actual series of the game, especially Game 4 when the Lakers finally got swept. If you actually watch that game in its totality, the first half was all about LeBron getting to a certain point in terms of his numbers, to separate himself from his teammates, to say that he was. So that the narrative could be he did all he could to help the Lakers win that game. Is that true? Partially. If you actually watch the game fully, all his other teammates suffered because they were not able to get into a rhythm throughout the entire game. Anthony Davis, for one, who was supposed to be his co-star, he was unable to affect the game the way he probably would have had he got earlier touches. So it became the LeBron James show from the first quarter onward. The problem that LeBron ran into was that after the second quarter, he was done. His body physically could not do it anymore. And you saw it in the third quarter when he was resting on offense. He was literally jogging up and down the court just to stay on the court for perpetuity purposes so that the Denver Nuggets won't run away with the game. Now, I knew the game was over when the Lakers had got to a 15-point lead and couldn't add on to it. Probably. They couldn't add or sustain that 15-point lead they had built. And yeah, some shots wasn't falling, very, very true. They had some decent looks. But you can also see that his teammates was disoriented. They didn't even believe they was going to win the game because Denver had came back so many times, or they had put him in the situation so many times. Why would I even believe that I can make a shot even if I am wide open? And the pressure to actually win that game was insurmountable for the Lakers because even the home crowd didn't even believe they was going to win the game. They actually built a 15-point lead, and you could still hear a pin drop in that stadium, in that arena, because nobody actually believed they was going to do it. Now, LeBron came out once again. He came out firing. He had 30 first half points, and people were basically patting him on the back, saying how well he had done, saying that what he did his job, and he should be commended. You should not be commended in a loss, especially you got swept, and you didn't even attempt to get others involved. The others are the reason why you got that far. Your bench is the reason why you got that far. Then you make a change to put Rudy in the starting lineup, Schroeder in the starting lineup. Granted, yes, you had to make some adjustments, but why would you jeopardize your whole bench just for one game? You're not gonna go with that strategy. If you had one game for, they would not go with that strategy the rest of the series because it wasn't gonna work. I said it Monday night, and I say it right now. Had LA won that game, they were gonna get smoked anyway. So it really didn't matter if they won or not. It would have probably been better had they won, because people would have, of course, they would have gave LeBron James all the praise. They would have villainized Anthony Davis, which is exactly what happened. He got villainized, and LeBron got the excuse of, oh, he ran out of gas, oh, he got tired. He did get tired, you can see that. But there's other ways to impact the game once you know you really can't score anymore. That's the nod I give to Michael Jordan over LeBron. No matter how he was feeling, he found ways to actually elevate the team, his teammates around him. It wasn't about passing the ball, but he did the little intricate things on the sideline while they was in the huddle. He did all the little bitty things to get his teammates to believe that in that moment that they had to make a shot, he believed they was going to make it. And they were going to make it, and they did make it. LeBron James doesn't do all that. As you saw Monday night, he was talking to Schroeder, basically telling him, when I pass you the ball, that's when you shoot. Or if I give you a good shot, that's when you take it. That ain't making that boy believe nothing. If anything, the only thing Dennis Schroeder going to be thinking to himself, well, then I really don't need to shoot the ball, because what if I'm not really mentally prepared to do that? Or what if I miss? That's the only two thoughts that be going through his head. So how are you preparing him for anything if that's the way he really feels? So, to me, LeBron, to me, has to be able to do a much better job of actually getting his teammates to believe in not only themselves, but he has to be able to play off the ball. He has to be able to impact the game without the basketball in his hand every single play to be quote-unquote effective. Because in that game right there, you clearly saw that without the ball in his hand, LeBron wasn't doing anything. He barely was doing much to even impact the game. And people say, oh, he was an assist away from a triple-double. Okay, what is a triple-double if your entire team itself is falling apart? What good is you putting up these gaudy numbers, but your teammates cannot even get off? And that's what I was talking about when I say the LeBron James system. It doesn't work outside of him, which is why LA gonna have a major problem over the next 2 to 3 years. Because if LeBron doesn't consider retirement or walk away, you got 2 more years to deal with this, and people really believe, oh, he's gonna get back to the finals. If he won't even get past. He won't beat Denver. And if Phoenix wise up and figure out how to build an actual roster, he won't beat Phoenix. So how he supposed to get back if he won't be able to beat both of them? And the narrative now is, oh, well, Denver was the best team in the league. They had Joker, yes. But if you watch the game Monday night, Joker didn't impact the game to the fourth quarter. When the rubber met the road, that's when Joker actually stepped up. Outside of that, he didn't have much of a damn game. I'm too back the other way. He didn't have much of a game. He was scoring sporadically. Jamal Murray was the reason why they stayed in that game, along with Aaron Gordon. Aaron Gordon made some big threes. Michael Porter Jr. made some big shots. And then Joker carried them to the finish line. But outside of that, the game 4, he didn't have. He even said it. He was more concerned with how they were going to actually be able to close out the game than anything else. Which is probably why in the fourth quarter he finally turned it on and got them to where they needed to be at, which was to finish the game off. But all in all, to me, that game boiled down to LeBron James padding his numbers to avoid catching the blame. And then, to me, when he literally said, I'm considering retirement, he didn't make it about anybody else but him. Now, this is the 3rd time he's been swept, yes. But people also, there's another, like I read on Facebook, so the narrative about him being swept in the conference finals is the equivalent to the first round. First of all, sir, let's be real about that stupid-ass comment. Michael Jones was only 22 or 23 when he got swept in the first round by Boston back-to-back years. He never got swept again. And did he not face 4 Hall of Famers on that team? Yes, he did. He also faced a stouty Milwaukee team. He managed to get one victory against them. Then after that, he never lost again in the first round. They did beat a nice-ass Cleveland squad. I don't know why people actually sleep on the fact that he actually beat a really, really good Cleveland Cavaliers team to advance to the second round of the playoffs. And it took 5 games to do that. He didn't sweep Cleveland. It came down to the last second shot that he made to actually beat Cleveland. And at that time, the Bulls were the underdog in that series. It wasn't Cleveland. The Bulls were the underdog. So people really, really believe that, oh, well, Mike didn't play no competition. Okay, go back and look at those teams that he actually faced. Most of those teams today, with the league rules back then, they could beat more than half of these teams in the league today, because they had just as much talent on those rosters. Now, individual talent, no, they didn't. But talent-wise, they had just as much talent as the teams today. Just as much. But this ain't about Michael Jordan. This is about LeBron. People got to stop this smothering narrative about how he managed to put up these numbers at 38 years old. We all know he's on some type of, some type of PED allegedly. There's no way at 38, no matter how much working out you do, and I'm 36 years old, no matter how much working out you do, basketball itself is a age-related sport, meaning that at 38, you're not going to be able to play at that high of a level just by working out. Because your body, along with Father Time, will bring you back to reality. But because the league they still have a heavy investment in LeBron, which I think now they're starting to move away from because LeBron is not a hot ticket anymore. He used to be. Now, I thought that John Moran had a good chance, but he's messing it up. Now I guess they're going to define somebody else. And I also thought Jason Tatum would take that next step, but it seemed like they won last night, but if they don't win Game 5, it's over. I think Jim Butler going to take the reins and run with the East for a minute. He just got to win a ring. But all in all, this narrative needs to quit. They praise LeBron James so much. To me, he's a great player. Is he a Mount Rushmore player? I would say yes, but he's not. He's right outside the top 3. The top 3 to me is Jordan, Magic, and Kareem. And then it's LeBron. Because to me, his dominance or his level of sustainment and dominance has been impressive. However, if you actually watch basketball and you know how it's supposed to be played, the way he plays basketball is not basketball. It isn't. It's more like football introducing to basketball. Because we all see what he does. He lowers his shoulder to run you over, and then he'll draw a call, or he'll try to, flop his way to get into the free throw line. And then he doesn't really post up big people. It's only guards. If you're like my height or Jamal Murray, he'll put you on the block, try to bang with you a little bit. Then he either fade or he'll go up, and get an and one or whatever. So his game has digressed a lot. The only thing he do is shoot threes and layups. If you like that kind of thing, then hey, more power to you. I don't. I prefer to see the total package. That's why I said Tracy McGrady to me is one of the greatest 2 guards that I've ever seen. Outside of Mike, I can't say Kobe because Kobe was a slower genetic version of Mike, so I can't say Kobe. But Kobe was a dog. But when it came down to it, in his prime, T-Mac was better than Kobe. Say what you want to say. Go back and watch T-Mac in his prime. The man was a dog. He could do it all. He could literally. He was actually a top 3 shooting guard in the league in his prime, without question. Even Kobe has said that his toughest assignment always was T-Mac, because you could not figure him out. You just couldn't. The man had a complete package. The only thing that killed him, his career, was his health. If it was not for that, you was not stopping him. He was scoring anybody and anyone. Didn't matter who you were. You can get this work for free. But I'm digressing again. That game was a centerfold of the fact that LeBron, he basically separated himself from his team. Because if you watch that first half, all he did was shoot and drive. And once he saw the first 3 or 4 shots go in, he continued to do so. And people pat him on the back. Now, you can see the way the offense was set up. He had people spread out. He went right to the rack. And then once he felt like he could shoot, he'll pull up. Outside of that, who else actually got a chance to score much outside of getting rebounds? Tell me who else. Who else really got into the game the way he was into the game? And you can say, he assisted. Yeah, after he had drove and they collapsed on him, then yes, you got wide open people getting shots. That ain't really the purpose of it, though. You can move off the ball. If you're a great player, off the ball movement is very critical. It shows how well your game has progressed, how much more evolved you've become. Not just self-relying on getting the basketball and doing something with it all the time by yourself. You got to be able to move without the ball. You got to be able to run sets. The Lakers don't run sets. They don't run plays. The only play they run is 4 and out. People get to each corner of the court some kind of way, and he goes right down the middle, one-on-one with the player he with. If they're lucky, sometimes their defender crash on him. But other than that, it's mainly him getting down the Nile River to get that layup or that dunk. So I literally don't understand how Shannon and other people can just overlook the obvious. And now Skip Bayless doing it. Skip Bayless literally spent 10 minutes crucifying Anthony Davis. And he lost LeBron with praise when he kept saying, oh, LeBron, he scored 40. Yeah, 9 in the second half or 10 in the second half, rather. And no, he scored 31 in the first half. 31 in the first half, he scored 9 in the second half. So he got praised for scoring 40 points. And Anthony Davis scored 21. But when you look at the game, Anthony Davis didn't even get an opportunity to score much. And he's a post player. So I don't understand how that even works if he's not allowed to get to work. He's not allowed to go to work. I feel like if they had went to him in the first half and he had got cooking, then Denver probably would have had a long night, because Anthony Davis would push that lead to 20 or 25 point lead. He would have got it there. But because everybody around the Lakers want to shoot threes and jack up shots and miss, and then they started missing layups and putbacks, then you gave Denver an opportunity. If I know for a fact you're not a solid 3-point shooter, go ahead, man, take that shot. It's 1 out of 10? You good for 1, maybe 2. Other than that, it's a clink. And I'm going to get the rebound. And that's exactly what they did last night. Or Monday night, I'm sorry. So all they did was give LeBron an opportunity to get an out. To me, that's not fair, because it's not like his impact on that game didn't do anything. They was only up at halftime by 15. If you watch the game started to fizzle away after a while. They couldn't sustain that lead. They could not sustain that lead, and then with 4 minutes left in the third quarter, it evaporated. Denver had chopped that lead, and they had took, I think, a 5-point lead at one point in the third quarter. They had outscored them by 20 points in the third quarter, because LeBron ran out of gas. He did not try to involve other people, and the others that once was helping them out, they had no type of rhythm or no type of stamina in that game. They didn't even get on the court hardly to even help them get back in that game. So because of that, people saw LeBron James just standing around here. I think he played 40-some minutes that night. Darvin Ham, that's unacceptable. I don't care what that man tell you. He's 38 years old. Sit your ass on this bench. Sit down. You would do better with him preserving himself to the fourth quarter, and you ask your troops, or you run sets to get you within the game, within reach to close the game out, then have him out there as a liability on both sides of the court now, where he can't do nothing, but he's gassed. I think he got 9 points, 2 layups, free throws, and I think he made a 3, I believe. No, he missed a 3. So it's basically layups and free throws. That's how he got his 9 points. So don't be fooled by what the media is telling you. If you actually watch that game, you will see that was like his last stance right there in the league. And now, I mean, if I was him, it's about time to walk away. There's no point in you doing 21 years of this, and you barely can actually stand a whole first half. Ain't no point in burning yourself out. For what? I mean, you did all that, you still lost by 2 points, mind you. You lost by 2. You lost because the play that was designed to go to Anthony Davis, I'm pretty sure it was, you decided to take that shot. And Jamal Murray did not go with the player that cut out. He stayed right there because he knew you was coming. He held the ball at a perfect point. You fought to bring the ball up close to them, and after that, you threw something up and Aaron Gordon beat it back. And that was the ball game. Anthony Davis was wide open. And he was confused as to why you didn't throw the ball. I believe Anthony Davis would make that shot. He did it before in the bubble, did he not? He did. Same team he's playing now, he made that 3-pointer at the buzzer to beat them. But that's my thoughts, guys. Let me know what you think. Please comment, please like. Please give me your thoughts on the game from Monday night. And what do you think about LeBron in terms of that game? And that game only. That's the game I'm talking about. Peace.